Hi, and welcome to Tea with the Fertility Godmother. Today I'm going to be talking with you about how you can prepare for an IVF. So I'm Denise Noyer-Erez, and I am the Fertility Godmother. And what I get to do is help couples get their bodies ready to have a healthy baby, whether you're trying naturally or going through IVF. So today we're going to talk about IVF, because that's a big part of a practice, and a lot of women and couples are going through that. So please be sure to share this video, because I'll hopefully give you a lot of really insightful information, and give us a thumbs up if you find it valuable. I would love to hear from you. So if you have any comments or questions, now's a great time to ask them. And if you aren't able to watch this video live, please feel free to comment. We'll always do our best to get back to you with the best answer we can. So I hope you're doing great this morning, and let's go ahead and get started, and we'll start. So I wanted to talk. There's a few different ways about going through IVF. So the best way, in my opinion, is to really do preconception care. So I think preconception care is key to not only a healthy pregnancy, a healthy baby, but also having a healthy IVF transfer, and or a positive one, and just getting really healthy for your procedure. So it's really, really important to be able to take that time if you can. So we see women or couples going through this, and sometimes, it's like, oh, they just found out that acupuncture was beneficial for IVF, and they come in and they only have a couple weeks, and sometimes women have had failed IVFs, or they don't have any viable embryos. So all these reasons are really good reasons, if you can, to take a step back and do preconception care. And of course, if you have the opportunity to do it before you even go through your first IVF, because that'll increase your chances dramatically. So let's talk about what preconception care is. Okay, so preconception care is really taking a good solid 3 to 4 months, 3 months minimum, to really get your body as healthy as possible. And when I'm talking about you, I mean both partners, because this is a couples issue. So you really want to get your body as healthy as possible by eating clean, eliminating any environmental toxins, just really living a clean, healthy life, as you would if you were, trying to be healthy and have for longevity. You just want to live that wellness lifestyle. And that can be making sure you're exercising. And if you don't like exercising, then you don't have to do things you don't like, but just getting some movement, getting some circulation, it's going to be huge for you in the process. And then eating, I can't tell you enough how important eating the proper foods are. And what that looks like really is eating organic grass-fed animal protein, lots of vegetables, and limiting the carbs and the sugar. I'm not saying don't have any carbs. I personally like kind of a paleo lifestyle, where I do eat a few carbs, but I limit it to about 3 servings a day. That's what I find is best for me. And sometimes women especially need carbs. I find men can go without those carbs, the starchy carbs, a little bit easier, but we need a little bit of carbs. But it can come from yams, or organic brown rice, those types of and then lots of vegetables. You can do like starchy vegetables like butternut squash and stuff. So you can get your carbs from that. But you want to have there's a big emphasis on greens, because there's a lot of chlorophyll and folic acid in the greens, or folate in the greens. But you really want to get a rainbow of vitamins from your vegetables, because they all offer different nutrients that are really important. So that's just a key thing. In fact, it's so important that it's one of the first things we do in our clinic when somebody comes in to see us, is we do a fertility cleanse to really help get them set up so that they can get as healthy as possible, get rid of all those toxins from the foods and the environment. Because what happens is your body is always naturally detoxifying, but you really need to do a cleanse every once in a while to help it, because there's so much your body gets overloaded, and then it accumulates inside your system, inside your blood, and it affects all your cells, and it's going to affect your egg quality. And some of those toxins are easy to get rid of them, and some of them take a really long time. So that's why it's also important to pay attention to your environment as well. So doing a fertility cleanse and eating really healthy, again, I can't emphasize enough, because whatever if you were to come into to our clinic, or to an acupuncture clinic or a naturopathic clinic, whatever you do is going to be for a limited time. What you do at home is going to be really important. So it's I just want to emphasize that for you. There's other things you can do, such as supplements. So supplements would be like N-acetylcysteine is a great supplement, making sure you're on a really high quality prenatal vitamin. Sometimes L-arginine can be really helpful for you. But if you have anything like a herpes virus, whether you get cold sores or if you have any other type of virus, then you want to make sure you're taking lysine as well. And if you're doing L-arginine for long periods of time, you probably want to be on lysine anyway, because you need to have that balance. Coenzyme Q10 is a huge one, and a huge supplement, but in high doses. The reason that is because it helps. It's a great antioxidant, but it helps feed your cells so that your cells produce energy. So the more energy your cells have, the better quality your eggs are going to be, and your sperm, and the more chance you have for that embryo to develop. So a lot of times, one of the reasons we think that an embryo, if it was a normal embryo, doesn't make it, is because it doesn't have enough energy to reproduce. It takes a lot of energy for that embryo to develop. So those are some things. So I taught meditation. If you have a chance to do any type of meditation, just really a lifestyle change. So even if it's 5 minutes, if you're just starting off with 5 minutes and disconnecting from your phone, I mean, that's so addicting. Our devices are so addicting. But really just like put it away. My husband has to leave it in his car because it's so powerful. And if he comes home with he brings his phone inside, then it's like we're fighting, we're competing for his attention. So, we just have an agreement that he leaves it in his car, and then he needs it, he'll go and grab it, just to detach and take a break and be present with your loved ones. Having fun, you guys. It's so important, especially in the fertility world, when you're trying and it's become so daunting, making sure that you start recreating fun and those habits that you love to do, and take the time out to do them so that you're living your life, because sometimes people just get so consumed with trying to get as healthy as possible and not getting pregnant and all these things, but they forget to live their life and to have fun. And it's really important to make sure you're doing that too, because it's helpful for the whole body balance and your mind and your mood and your hormones. So that's going to be really important as well. So these are things you can do, and then to help with circulation, to help with nutrients, so that you can have a more successful IVF. Acupuncture is amazing because it helps balance your body out. It helps increase blood flow to the reproductive organs. It helps balance hormones. It helps actually get, this is why you need to eat really healthy, because you're going to be increasing circulation, and you want to get good blood, not bad blood, right? So those are some things that are helpful for preparing for IVF. Antioxidants are huge. Some docs like to put you on DHEA. Just have to be careful and be mindful about that, depending on your age, depending on what your diagnosis is. And then just want to be aware of how the DHEA is affecting you if you are doing it. I personally like to do blood work to see if you're deficient, but there have been a lot of studies that show that DHEA can possibly help with egg quality. So if that's one of your reasons of why you're doing IVF, then that could be a great thing for you to take. Also, melatonin has a great impact on egg quality and sleep. So I only like to use it if somebody's really having an issue sleeping, and because it has two benefits. One is it can help you sleep, and two is it helps with egg quality, because it's a really potent antioxidant. So That's a really good one for you as well. Fish oil, making sure you're on a high quality fish oil. And this is for both partners. And both partners can take a lot of these vitamins, supplements and vitamins as well. But the fish oil is going to be great in helping just your whole body function, because every cell is surrounded by a layer of fat. And depending on the quality of that layer, it allows nutrients to come in and filter out. And you really don't want to starve your cells. You want to have healthy cells all over, and you want to be able to have really good brain function, because your brain is going to be communicating with your ovaries. And okay, I'm going off on the tangent there, but if you like that type of deep scientific view, just let me know. I can definitely talk science. I just try to talk a little bit more general right now. So those are some things you can do: acupuncture, eating healthy, getting the right exercises, having fun. The supplementation is big. So there's so many things you can do. And again, if you have the opportunity to do preconception care for 3 months, and taking the time to really do this and just shifting your mindset and focusing on getting really healthy, that's going to give you the best results. But we see a lot of people that come in and they're like, oh, I just found out about how acupuncture can help me. So if you are going through, you might want to ask your fertility doctor about acupuncture and other things that you can do, because even though I have a great relationship with these doctors, they don't always recommend it first. But if somebody asks them, they'll recommend it. So you might want to take your care in your hands and ask them what are some other things you can do. And they'll also have a list of supplements and stuff that you can go on. And they'll give you a recommendation of an acupuncturist or a Chinese medical physician that they work with or that they know. And if not, then, you can always contact me, and I can see if I can help you find somebody in your location. We have people all over the world that are specialized in fertility. So it's really important that you do see somebody who specializes in fertility. So anyways, back to if you're getting ready to do an IVF and you only have, you're coming in and you're starting your stimulating medications, what can you do during that period of time, and will it be effective? Well, yes, that 2 or 3 weeks before you do egg retrieval, it's usually about 2 weeks, can absolutely have an impact on not your egg quality or your sperm quality, but it can have an impact on your results, because you can really affect the antioxidants that your eggs are in. So your eggs are in these follicles, which is like houses your egg, and that nourishes the egg so that when it does release, it can be a little bit more healthier. So we know that that's why some doctors put you on growth hormone and high doses of L-arginine right before the transfer, or right before they do egg retrieval, because it does impact that short period of time. And acupuncture as well can impact during those 2 weeks before you do egg retrieval. So it's not just because you didn't have 3 months to prepare, it's an end all be all, you don't have any hope. You can absolutely do help your body get ready, because it can help with the ATP, which is the energy of your cell, and help you have a better cycle. So it definitely can do that. And then if you're doing acupuncture is very relaxing, and it helps with blood flow. So I want to go back to, again, eating very clean, eliminating those unhealthy habits like smoking, marijuana, and alcohol. And exercise is great. When you are stimulating, you have to be careful about exercise, because the reason they don't like you to exercise too much is your ovaries, they get really heavy, and it can cause like twisting and can cause a problem. But it doesn't mean you can't move. Moving, again, is, if you just think about it, it's creating circulation. You don't want to be stagnant and stuck. You want to have good flow and good circulation. And then there's always the day of transfer. So sometimes we get people that come in and they just want to do acupuncture the day of transfer. And what that looks like is, you have your acupuncturist come in, and you do acupuncturist on site before the transfer. And then they put your embryos in, and then they'll do it again. We do acupuncture again after the transfer. And that has been shown to help with implantation. So what it does is it really helps create a better experience, because you have the support, you're more relaxed, you're getting blood flow, It helps open up the cervix. It helps relax the uterus. So those are some benefits of doing it just the day of. But again, you know, if I can't emphasize enough, it goes back to you and your lifestyle and being as responsible and proactive as possible. And it doesn't mean being 100%, you know, this purist, but if you're doing 80, 90% of the time, you're eating really clean, that's going to be amazing benefit for you. So if that's something you're interested in, I just want to share with you, we are doing a fertility cleanse. Haley can post it here if it's something you want. We're going to be starting that on May 19th. So I'd love to have you join us. And I'm going to be really giving you a lot of information about nutrition and being healthy. And also we're keeping the group small so that I can give you individual attention if you have any specific questions about your case and what to do after that. So you might want to consider joining us for that. Or, you know, again, just eating really healthy. Okay. Next time, we're going to be talking about what to do when you have a failed IVF. So it's going to be a lot of similar things, but we're going to really talk about that. And if you have any questions, again, I would love to hear from you. Be sure to share our video here so that we can give this information to a lot of people and help them out, because I see so many couples, they didn't know and that they could do something, and they're wondering what they can do because you feel like a loss of control. They feel they don't know what they can do, but there are things you can do. And so I hope that this is beneficial and that this helps you. All right, make it a great day. Here's to your healthy fertility, and we'll see you next week. Make sure to share this and give us a thumbs up. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.